Hello, friends. Happy New Year. At the outset, I am pleased to thank Professor P.V. Konnur and his entire team of LISCON 2020. I am thankful to LIS Academy for giving this opportunity. Myself, Professor Margam Madhusudan, working in the Department of Library and Information Science, University of Delhi, India. Today, I'll present different facets of open educational resources. This is the session 2 open educational resources on 7th January 2022. This presentation basically gives different facets of open educational resources, textbooks, open textbooks, tools for creating open textbooks, and highlights the variety of institutional considerations to move forward with the open textbook. I also revelations some more open textbook projects in India and open license policies in line with NKC, National Educational Policy 2020, UNESCO's Sustainable Development Goal 4. Let me introduce the brief about, as you know very well, education is now regarded as a tool that enhances human value, accelerates the generation and application of knowledge, and empower us to achieve personal, social, economic, and sustainable development goals for the public good. Dear friends, the quality education is vital for any nation's social and economic development. It assumes even greater importance for humanity. In this context, inclusive education aims to meet the unique needs of all students by removing barriers and enhancing the educational system's ability to reach out to all students. Sustained Development Goals 2030. This was founded by UNO in 2015 with the mission a blueprint for achieving a better and a more sustainable future for all by 2030. It has defined Sustainable Development Goal 4 as ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. Coming to open books, textbooks are essential to the educational process because they serve as a roadmap for achieving grade and subject specific learning goals. Guiding growing educational attainments, high quality textbooks contribute to improving quality and equality in education and ubiquitous teaching and learning resources in education. However, access digital textbooks anywhere that they find it easier to search for terms and other information. They find digital books more and more environmentally friendly and they find it easier move to different pages or sections. Open books were developed in response to the increasing cost of commercial textbooks and copyright restrictions. They are freely available in low cost print and online versions. These are digital resources that grant users right to 1. Reuse, that is literal copy, 2. Revision, adoption and editing, 3. Remix, combine with others, 4. Redistribute, share with others. All these the resources are available under Creative Commons, that is CC license. Dear friends, open textbooks enable learners to design their learning paths, use multimodality, and sometimes annotate or change the content. Let me brief about some of the features of open textbooks. Number one, these are available freely available with non-restrictive license and access anywhere with any gadget. Easy to search for terms and other information. More environmentally friendly. Quickly jump to different pages or sections. More customized to reading online convenience. Of course, these are available all portable devices. Downloadable and printable in different file formats. Share it and keep forever from several websites and OER repositories. Finally, this solves high textbook costs, lack of books, and access to textbooks to meet local teaching and learning needs better. Open textbooks can make students of different tastes more flexible to digital books and available in many formats. There are many notable open textbook formats, but I will brief some of the prominent ones are. Number one is EPUB. EPUB is a standard format for ebooks and superior to PDF and supports all devices except Kindle. The next format is MOBI, MOBI. This format is specifically designed for mobile or e-reader devices. The format is very highlight and support bookmarks, notes, corrections, and JavaScript for Amazon Kindle. The third one is HTML. Everybody knows this. It is a universal format that requires additional software behind a web browser. HTML is also a suitable format for distributing textbooks and editing or customization. Number four is PDF. It's a common file format that requires PDF reader. It lacks the reflowing text capabilities of EPUB. The last one, LaTeX, is a document format often used when complex scientific or mathematical equations and notations are required. There are many publishing tools, as you know very well, for open textbooks. Some notable are Pressbooks is a versatile tool with myriad of applications. It has grown into the preferred platform for open educational publishing programs. It will facilitate different file formats such as MOBI format, EPUB format, designed for PDF, for non-print on demand, and more exciting, that is XML formats. The another one is LaTeX is a de facto standard for communicating and publishing scientific documents. LaTeX is free software and includes features designed to produce technical and scientific documentation. The last one is GitBooks is the online platform to create and host build using the Gitbook format. The book format offering hosting, collaboration features, and an easy to use editor if the book is open. Gitbook can output your content as a website, customizable and extensible. As an ebook, it is in PDF, EPUB, or MOBI. It's now time to discuss OER movement in India. The Indian higher education system faces several issues, you know very well, including a scarcity of high quality teachers, and low instructional resources in government and private, inexpensive colleges and universities. In 2007, recommendation of the Indian government National Knowledge Commission called for a national e-content and curricular initiative to stimulate the creation, adoption, and utilization of open educational resources by Indian institutions and the leveraging of OER produced outside India. The Government of India launched NMEICT in 2009 with the help of NPTEL for engineering and fundamental science courses to promote India as a knowledge superpower. Since its inception, the mission has been actively developing digital learning resources through various projects for graduate and postgraduate levels in several disciplines. The National Educational Policy 2020 addresses the quality of higher education in its entire and holistic manner and provides utmost autonomy to faculty to design their own curricular and pedagogical approaches within the approved framework, including textbook and reading material selections, assignments, and assessments. And coming to this, the most of prominent India's OER initiatives to focus on rising level of OER in higher education. There are three notable initiatives out there. The first one is EPG Pathshala. This is an initiative of MHRD as a part of NMEICT implemented by UGC. There are 70 curricular based interactive electronic content from all disciplines of social sciences, arts, visual arts and humanities, natural sciences and mathematical sciences, linguistics and languages have been developed by subject experts working in Indian universities and other research and development institutions. Part of this e-Pathshala, there is an e-book that is e-Adhyayan is a repository of e-books providing more than 700 ebooks for undergraduate and postgraduate courses. All ebooks are derived from the e-Pathshala courses. It also facilitates a playlist of video content. The another prominent the project is e-Gyankosh of IGNOU. The Indira Gandhi National Open University launched the e-Gyankosh initiative in 2005 to store, index, distribute, and share the digital learning resources it develops. IGNOU online books help students read ebooks anytime, anywhere since December 2021. Over 38,000 ebooks have been available for free worldwide web. IGNOU will introduce an open license policy to convert e-Gyankosh to OER. IGNOU is also the first open university to accept an OER policy license. The OER movement, especially available in open textbooks for high school students in India, is satisfactory, but undergraduation, post-graduation courses have begun in India. Let me comes to that the suggestions. My suggestions in this regard are to central government and state governments to implement open textbook movement in India effectively. Number one, the government of India may amend suitable copyright policies and licenses for educational institutions and non-government organizations and profit for organizations publish open textbooks for the unrestricted use of their content. 2. Ministry of Education, Government of India may frame open textbooks policy guidelines to implement the available license policy for creating all government funded content under OER projects under CC by SA licenses. 3. The Government of India's Department of Education collaborates at the national and state levels, including other government agencies and non-profit organizations, to create and regulate the open text movement in India. Number 4, establish a national open textbook consortium to promote the creation and sharing of OER accessible for all people concerned in terms of curriculum and subject matter. The consortium understands education. They should also, however, be acknowledgeable with textbook authorship, financing, production, publishing, distribution, open textbooks, and other educational resources. Number 5, to create a national level open textbooks platform to facilitate the all stakeholders are encouraged to create and share OER, that is SEERT, DIT, NIOS, UGC, DST, ICSSR, all IITs, all IIMs, universities, schools, teachers, and other institutions. Also, for the open textbook initiative, assign librarians or directors or other nomenclature as nodal officers. 6. Examine and adopt open license options and convert relevant content into open textbooks of existing government-funded virtual repositories of learning resources, including EPG Pathshala, E-Adhyayam, E-Gyankosh, Swayam Prabha, National Digital Library of India, and other Swayam platforms. 7. UGC of India should provide a special package to E-Adhyayam. There is a e-books repository of Implement to develop more and more undergraduate and postgraduate open textbooks that suit the CBCS curriculum as approved by the UGC. 8. All the funding agencies in India should encourage the open textbooks and start a new project and fund all the eligible faculty members working in schools, colleges, and universities in India to develop undergraduate and postgraduate open textbooks, including technical help. 9. Recognize the creation of open textbooks as a scholarly work and reward necessary academic performance indicators (API) in promoting college and university faculty members through the career advancement schemes. 10. To encourage OER movement, particularly open textbooks development by institutions, there is a need to increase a more suitable number of assessment points in research, consultancy, and extension category of the NAC. That is existing now, it is 250 points. It may be increased to 300 points. And for these universities, as far as the autonomous and affiliated institutions concerned, it may be increased from 150 to 200 points for NAC accreditation of colleges and universities in India. This will boost the open textbook movement greatly. The other suggestions includes the UGC may include Open Textbook Award as an annual initiative to encourage innovation in teaching and learning to honor the efforts of open textbook writers and facilitate the creation and use of open educational resources. State level open educational awards for excellence to faculty members to recognize outstanding contributions in the open education movement through their open practices for knowledge is openly and freely accessible. And the last one, promotion, development of open textbooks with government grants in India to support several projects aimed at providing open textbooks in its broadest sense to Indian research. Let me conclude the introduction of open textbooks in mainstream of the higher education learning culture in Indian colleges and universities stimulates good classroom pedagogy to make the learning process more interactive and fruitful, guide other critical educational inputs, and make students more open-minded than ever to use of digital textbooks. In this context, open textbooks allow teachers to self-regulate their learning throughout the creative process and have the capacity for individual initiative, endurance, and adoption. OER is accepted as an idea in Indian higher education, but implementation and use still have a long way to go because publicly funded textbooks still need to be available under an open license. Of course, the NROER launched the school sector in 2013, publishes all content under a CC by SA license. But NMEICT has now adopted an open licensing policy to make all content developed in Open Educational Resource Project under the license CC by SA license. This is a significant impetus for the OER movement in India and shows the commitment of Indian government in sharing knowledge resources in the community and further promoting knowledge reuse, remix, and growth. It is expected that the developed content will be available to facilitate localization and adoption to local requirements nationally and elsewhere. This policy notice is also consistent with the COL UNESCO Paris Declaration on OER, which calls on all governments to publish educational and research material developed with public funds as OER. Hence, librarians and teachers should encourage the students about the glaring impact of open textbooks and help an institution fulfill its mission by reducing textbooks costs to stimulate retention and by keeping the door open for expensive textbooks and serving the students with correct information at the right time in proper way without wasting much of their time and money. At the last, this my study provides an opportunity to adopt open textbooks that guide creation and use at PG and UG levels. Therefore, this study is a starting point for the open textbook movement in India. In-depth research in future will examine the impact on students' preferences when exposed to open textbooks with diverse needs and reasons for dislike of digital text included difficulty in markup and annotations, quality issues, and increased distraction in the digital format. Furthermore, how open textbook policy contributes to the quality of education by linking a good curriculum and teacher skills. I hope this my presentation fulfill the gaps of the scarcity of the extensive or expensive textbooks to replace with open textbooks. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity. Thank you.